So the data is of the classroom, so this would be the mean marks of the whole classroom. So now this is your ungrouped data. Do you see a problem here? Now this is just for 30 students. So this is for 30 students here. Now what if I'm calculating of a bigger class? Let's say there are 100 students, 200 students, right? So the marks also would be vary, right? Like let's say someone got 61, another one got 62, 63. So there can be 100 records here or 90 records. The data keeps increasing. So in order to find out the mean, then we'll have to take each of the xi value and multiply with how many of our students have got that. And this would increase our work here, right? So in this case, what we can do is we can group this data. We can have smaller groups here so that this particular set of data, particular set of marks comes in group 1. Another particular set of marks comes in group 2 and so on. So how would we do that? So let's say we have class marks, we keep a group of 15 marks as one group, right? So we'll call that as class intervals, right? And that marks would be, this is 15 marks, we would call it as width. All right. So now let's say if I want to convert this data into groups. So this would be, well, let's call it class interval. And number of students as usual. All right. So now how would we find out this class interval? Like I said, we need to form groups, but how would we do that? It's very simple. So we know that the least marks is 10 here and the highest marks is 95. So we know the highest marks one can get is 100 there. So what we can do is we can start the group by saying let's have each class interval of 15 marks. So let's say 10 to 25, 25 to 40. You see, 15 marks here, 15 marks here, and so on. So then this will become, let's not put the comma here, let's just keep it like this, 25 to 40, 40 to 55, again 55 to 70, 70 to 85, and 85 to 100. Do you see some difference here now? So how many groups we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you see how many records we have here? 1, 2, 3, and so on. So many, right? So this whole data got reduced to just these many. Wouldn't this be easier to find out now? Now, there will be slight difference in your number of students. The total number would still remain 30. But since we are grouping them, so the number of students in each group will differ, right? So now how would this be calculated? So it's very simple. Whatever the value is, we need to see whether it falls under this particular class interval or not. Now, one main point to remember here is, let's say if someone gets 25, all right? So it will not be, or better example, let's say if someone gets 40,